is not just a food storage manual. Surviving a crisis will take a multifaceted approach. This is a complete survival course that almost anyone can follow, from absolute beginners to the more advanced. Inside Collapse Survival Secrets, you will discover how to save thousands by storing your own food instead of buying freeze-dried food, how to store food that lasts years without refrigeration. You'll be able to sleep soundly at night, knowing that your family will be well fed during a crisis. How to always have fresh water for your family during a crisis. Honestly, I'm taking a huge risk by putting this info out. The government wants to have people dependent on them, especially during a crisis. Also, I'm really going to cut into the pockets of the freeze-dried food companies by showing you how to store your own food at a fraction of the cost, but they deserve that for trying to overcharge you. By using Collapse Survival Secrets, I can help you to start getting prepared immediately. In the food storage manual, you'll discover how to store food that will last up to 10 years that would normally spoil after 6 months. Discover the food that you should never store. Ignoring this advice will leave you with rotten, useless food during a crisis. How to select food that's wholesome, delicious, and as low as 41 cents per pound. Why you should select food only with this percentage level of moisture or less. Ignore this rule and your food will spoil 9 times faster. I will tell you the food source that essentially lasts forever at room temperature. This food has been found in Egyptian tombs, still edible after thousands of years. Discover which types of cooking oil you should store. Learn about the underutilized food source found at any grocery store that provides twice the energy of most food types and adds tons of flavor to your storage food. You will get a sample food storage list for enough food to last an entire year, so you don't waste time trying to figure out what to get. You will gain access to the 4 critical factors that can either make you a success or failure at long-term food storage. One of these factors can double the storage life of your food. Another factor will significantly increase the shelf life of your food, while also preventing bugs from infesting your food storage. You will learn one location where you should never store food. Don't make this mistake. A step-by-step guide on packaging your own food for long-term storage, so you won't make any mistakes. Why not having this tool during a crisis could leave you with unusable food during an emergency. Nah, I'm not talking about a can opener. Now keep in mind that you can go up to 3 weeks without food, but only after 3 days without water you'll die. So in the water storage manual, you will learn why you should never store water in this common container, the best ways to purify water, the free household container that surprisingly works great for water storage. Uncover the 5 different water sources found around your home that you can utilize in an emergency. You may be surprised at the different options easily overlooked. You will also learn how to create your own improvised water filter from scratch. Now, just the water and food storage manuals alone will get you better prepared than 99% of Americans. But because I want to give you the greatest chance to survive the collapse, I've decided to include 2 bonuses in the course. In the first bonus, I will show you how you can easily put together a 72-hour survival kit from items you can find anywhere. A 72-hour survival kit will be crucial if you ever have to flee from your home. In the survival kit guide, you will discover these 8 items that every survival kit should contain. The 1 item that is vital for survival. A complete 25-item checklist detailing everything to keep in your survival kit. You do not want to miss any of these items during a crisis. In the second bonus, I'll show you how to make a survival cache, which is a secret supply stash that can be buried or hidden anywhere. A survival cache will be a critical source of supplies if you run out of supplies, are robbed, or your supplies are confiscated. The Survival Cache Guide will show you how to easily create your own survival cache step by step with parts that you can find at any hardware store in 5 minutes or less. You will find out the weird household object that makes a great container for a survival cache. If you decide to bury your survival cache, I'll tell you exactly where you should do it. I'll tell you the story of how I spotted someone's survival cache on a walk through the woods without even looking for it. I'll show you how you can avoid their failures. So, you may be asking, how much for all of this? Well, it's hard to put a price on knowing how to keep you and your family alive, well-nourished, and most importantly, happy during any crisis. To be able to say no when the government wants to take you to a FEMA camp because you don't need their help. the ability to keep your family well fed even when the world is crumbling around you. But with that said, if you came to a 2-day survival course, it would cost thousands, and yet you still wouldn't cover everything contained in these guides. I'm not going to ask anywhere near that amount, even though during the collapse this info will literally be worth its weight in gold. Heck, just the food storage manual alone will save you thousands of dollars in food costs. So, because I want to get as many Americans prepped as possible, I've decided to ask only $37. That's less than a lunch out with your